Hi guys, thanks for watching. I'd like to introduce you to my friend Stephanie.
Hi!
A few years ago, she started university. When she got to her first class, she saw Mark.
Ooh.
It was love at first sight. Her heart started beating faster and faster. But unfortunately, Mark didn't seem to notice her at all. So Stephanie decided to do something to get Mark to notice her. The next day, before school, she went to the salon. She got her hair done professionally. She had it cut and dyed. She got a manicurist to do her nails, and she even had someone do her makeup. When she went to class that day, she had no problem getting Mark to notice her.
Ooh.
And I'm happy to say, he got her digits. What Stephanie really wanted was to get Mark to notice her.
Hi.
I mean, who doesn't want their crushes to notice them?
Hey!
To get him to notice her, Steph decided to update her looks. Hey, who doesn't love to look good? It builds confidence, right? She could have done all these things by herself. She could have cut her own hair and dyed it. She could have painted her own nails and even done her own makeup. But she didn't. And who can blame her? It's nice to get pampered like a princess. Instead of doing these things for herself, she caused other people to do them for her. What we're going to look at now is the grammar of how to describe when people do things for us. Usually as a result of our asking or telling them to do so. There are 3 different grammatical patterns that you can use to talk about those things that people do for you because you have asked or told them to do so. First, get someone to do something. Notice the verb. It is in the infinitive form when you use the verb get. Let's look at some examples, shall we? Stephanie got the hairdresser to cut her hair. Stephanie got the hairdresser to dye her hair. Stephanie got a manicurist to paint her nails. Let's look at how we use the verb have. Have someone do something. Notice the verb. It is in the base form. I bet you'd like to see some examples. Here they are. Stephanie had the hairdresser cut her hair. Stephanie had the hairdresser dye her hair. Stephanie had the manicurist paint her nails. The final pattern that we're going to look at is a little bit different. With this pattern, the person who did the job is not mentioned. Take a look. Get or have something done. For example, Stephanie got her hair cut. Or Stephanie had her hair cut. Stephanie had her nails painted. Or Stephanie got her nails painted. Stephanie had her makeup done. Stephanie got her makeup done. Notice how the object is the thing that receives the action of the verb. What was cut? Her hair. She got her hair cut. What was painted? Her nails. She had her nails painted. What was done? Her makeup. She got her makeup done. This pattern is used when the person who did the job is obvious unimportant, or surprising. For example, if Steph got her hair cut, everyone would assume that a professional hairdresser did it. So, we don't need to say it. But if the person who did the job is surprising, then we can introduce them with by. For example, Stephanie had her hair cut by a 6-year-old girl. You might be wondering, since it's possible to use either get or have with this pattern, is there a difference? And the answer is yes, there is. Have is more formal. Get is more informal. Here are a few examples of the 3 different grammatical patterns. I recommend you repeat after me to practice your pronunciation and grammar. Notice how I'm using many different tenses here. It is possible to use get and have in all tenses. Get someone to do something. I got the maid to clean my house. I'm going to get a wedding photographer to take pictures. I get my car fixed at that garage. I've never gotten my hair dyed. I got the doctor to examine me. Have someone do something. I had the dentist clean my teeth. I'm going to have my car fixed. I had them repair my computer. I've just had a maid clean my house. I'm having a travel agent book my vacation. Have or get something done. I got my computer fixed. I'm going to have my car painted. I'm having my house redecorated. I'm getting the window repaired tomorrow. I'll get it fixed. Here are a few exercises. I recommend you pause the video while you do them. The answers will be available afterwards. This construction has 2 other uses in real life. First, it can be used to describe being the victim of a crime. Here's a true story. I was at Bloor and Spadina one day, and I had to make a phone call. This was so long ago that I actually had to use a payphone. Anyways, to make a long story short, I put my backpack down while I was making the call. And I wasn't paying attention at all. And when I hung up the phone, my backpack was gone. So I could say, I had my backpack stolen. Because I don't know who did it, right? It just happened to me. Years later, I was studying at a coffee shop. I stupidly left my cell phone on the table. You'll never guess what happened. You got it. I had my cell phone stolen. Anyway, here's a few more examples. Check them out. I had my house burnt down. I had my children kidnapped. I had my boat blown up. I had my computer hacked. I had my bank accounts drained. I had my cottage broken into. I had my dog murdered. Oh, this is starting to sound like a country song. It's a little depressing. Let's stop here. I hope you get the idea. Another use for this is to make a polite request. It is usually preceded by can or could. Do you think I can? Or do you think I could? Or would I be able to? For example, could I please get you to clean this up for me? Do you think I could get you to stop smoking in here? Would I be able to have you pick me up at the airport? When you use this construction, you're asking if it is possible for you to cause them to do the action. You're not directly asking them to do it. You're asking whether or not you're able to get them to do it. The idea is that if you are able to get them to do it, you will. And so, they should offer to do it. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day.